Carter Starocci remaining on top.
Aaron Brooks gonna win his third straight.
11-0 final for Carter Starocci. One more for Aaron Brooks.
Aaron Brooks and Carter Starocci could be the first wrestlers to win 4 NCAA titles in the same year, and they also happen to be on the same team, a once-in-a-lifetime accomplishment that will go down forever in wrestling history. There are only 5 4-time NCAA champions in D1 college wrestling history, a feat that only few have accomplished and that many have failed on the path to achieve. So how challenging of a journey do both Aaron Brooks and Carter Starocci have to claim their 4th NCAA titles? For Carter Starocci, he may have a much more difficult road than anyone ever imagined. Rewind all the way back to the preseason.
Man, cannot wait for this one.
Carter Starocci seemed like a completely unstoppable force after majoring 2019 national champion Mekhi Lewis of Virginia Tech at the 2023 NWCA All-Star Classic, an opponent that Carter closely battled with in years past. As the season continued, things were going according to plan for Carter Starocci. That is, until February 25th when Penn State took on Edinburgh in their last duel of the season. Carter suddenly injures his knee going for a pin after securing a technical fall in the final moments of his bout against Brody Evans of Edinburgh. A freak injury, leaving the wrestling community to question if we will ever see Carter Starocci wrestle again in the NCAA. On March 1st, fans were left with a post via X from Carter Starocci containing a highlight reel and a statement reading, "A true champion can adapt to anything. You can either run from your adversity or face it head on and conquer it. There's only one way in and one way out, and I'm going that way. The game teaches you a lot, and one thing I learned for sure is that my mind is absolutely bulletproof." On March 4th, a statement from Cael Sanderson reads, "He's doing pretty good. I don't know if it's a situation that me talking really does a lot of good, but that's what his plans are. They haven't really changed. I think it's still search and destroy, basically." On March 8th, we see Carter Starocci in a video posted via X by Penn State Wrestling titled "Hi," containing Carter Starocci in a practice room smiling at the camera. Now, on the day of the Big Ten tournament, we see Carter Starocci visibly upset as he walks on the mat and medically forfeits out of the Big Ten tournament, ending his 64-match win streak. That day, Carter Starocci posts this statement via X. "Looking forward to a new chapter. Thank you, Penn State, forever." After the Big Ten tournament on March 10th, Coach Cael Sanderson spoke with Nate Cobbler of Center Daily Times and had this to say about the situation at Big Tens. He wanted to wrestle the whole tournament and was planning on wrestling the tournament. It is really tough for him. He's having a hard time about this. He'd wrestle if both his legs were hurt. He's just so competitive. He's really upset, but there's just no reason when he meets the criteria to get an at-large to put himself in a position to set himself back. He's not happy with me, but that's why he's Carter Starocci. On March 11th, we see this post from Starocci. "Big Ten title is cool, but NCAA title is cooler. Next chapter, Kansas City." On March 13th, Carter Starocci comes out of Wednesday practice at Penn State stating, "I don't care what they seed me at. Don't even have me seeded. Just have me wrestle every single kid in the bracket one by one, and I'll take them all out inside 3 days. That's the same plan. I think it's more enjoyable that way." So now that NCAA brackets and seeds have been released, what does Carter Starocci's road to a 4th NCAA title actually look like? Well, despite being a 3-time NCAA champ, Starocci enters as the number 9 seed due to his 2 injury default losses at Big Tens and because he hasn't competed since suffering the knee injury mentioned earlier. So his health status will be the biggest question at NCAA's. Starocci starts with number 24 seed Andrew Sparks of Minnesota, the wrestler that he would have seen the first time in the opening bout at Big Tens had he not injury defaulted. If he wins here, he could see Cal Poly Pac-12 champ Adam Kemp in the second round, followed by 2019 NCAA champ Mekhi Lewis in the quarterfinals. Starocci defeated Mekhi Lewis in the 2022 NCAA finals and 2 other times in the NWCA All-Star Classic. If Starocci makes the semis, his opponent could include 2021 NCAA champ Shane Griffith, Harvard's number 5 seed Philip Conigliaro, and Iowa's Patrick Kennedy. Griffith would be the most likely opponent to come out of the group if he's 100% healthy, but after suffering a recent injury, it's unclear if he'll be able to compete at his best. Potential NCAA Finals opponents for Starocci could include number 2 seed Cade DeVos, number 3 seed Edmund Ruth, and number 6 seed Rocco Welch, among others. Number 22 seed Peyton Mako is the only returning All-American on the bottom side of the bracket. The only one of those opponents Starocci has faced is Welch, who he beat 4-2 in February. So, after hearing all that, what do you think Carter Starocci's outcome will be at NCAA's? Write your answer in the comments, and while you're doing that, listen to how Aaron Brooks came into his final NCAA season off a very impressive senior-level freestyle run, defeating world team member and world bronze medalist Zahid Valencia at the 2023 U.S. Open to earn a spot at Final X.
4'6'4" Aaron Brooks, 6'6" Aaron Brooks, David Taylor, Final X.
challenging Olympic gold medalist David Taylor for his world team spot at 86 kilograms. Brooks fell in the best of 3 in 2 very close matches, and David Taylor would then go on to win his 3rd world title after that, proving that Brooks is right there with the best in the world, and he's still in college. So, in his last college wrestling season, Aaron Brooks went undefeated and compiled a 30-match win streak after suffering his last loss to Marcus Coleman of Iowa State in the previous season. Brooks has secured a 94.12 bonus rate this season, compiling bonus point victories in every match except for one, an opponent Zach Glazier of Iowa, where Aaron won in a 5-1 decision. Aaron eventually avenged that decision in the recent Big Ten final, where he tech-falled Zach Glazier to earn his 4th Big Ten title. So, what does Aaron Brooks' road look like to claim his 4th NCAA title? Well, he's the biggest favorite to win this tournament by a wide margin regardless of the weight. His potential quarterfinal with number 8 seed Stephen Buchanan is interesting because the two haven't met, and Buchanan's offense has earned him All-American honors in the past. Brooks could see former All-Americans Michael Beard, Jacob Cardenas, or Rocky Elam in the semifinals, but he'd be a massive favorite to win any of those matches. The most interesting match for Brooks is his potential final against number 2 seed Trent Hidlay. NC State's former NCAA finalist and 3-time All-American has lost 3 decisions to Brooks in the previous seasons. Like Brooks, he's been on a bonus point mission this year and appears to be training at an even higher level than he did in the past. So, after hearing all that, what do you think Aaron Brooks' outcome will be at NCAAs? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to check out all of our NCAA content presented by Cliff Keen, only on FloWrestling.